I just got myself a camera jib and really just first attempt at trying it out. Comes in quite a nice little shoulder carrier bag, and it's carbon fibre, making it pretty lightweight. Fixed up here a fairly heavy tripod to try it out on, and essentially it is pretty straightforward to put together. There's the section here which obviously just screws onto the tripod, and that's the point that you pivot the jib from. I had a little bit of trouble trying to get the screw thread to take in the bracket. Turning it the wrong way there doesn't help, but that was just trying to get it engaged, and I struggled a little bit with that. However, I've now developed a little bit more of a technique with it, and I can make that work a little bit better now. Once the screw thread's made, it's just like anything else. You just continue to rotate it till it tightens up, as you can see me doing there. The sections are screwed on with a fairly fine thread and these collars that just come attached to the boom sections. You just screw these down, and they hold on pretty tightly and grip well to create the boom handle. Adjusting the head, there's 4 different knurled sections that you pull out here. It's extending it to its full extent, just tightening up the collars to lock everything in position. That bottom one's a bit bent, but that's only because when you straighten it up, though out of the shot here, you have to really adjust the camera mount to be vertical when it's in the down position. You can check that by eyeing it against the ground, and then tighten the sections up with the camera mount vertical, as I'm doing there. I noticed that it can get a slight twist on it, so I'm actually fixing on the bracket for the counterweight or the balance weight there. Just a screw handle to tighten that up, and adjusting the head a little bit to make it square. You have to sight down the tube just to see that the end is sitting how you would like it, and it pivots fairly nicely there. At this point I've attached a tripod head to the camera bracket, and again it's just a screw thread mount, and actually putting onto a bridge camera that I bought not that long ago, a Z990 Kodak camera. I think it was the last bridge camera they made before they went into liquidation. Kodak have come back on the market with a new camera range. Not as Kodak, it's only the trade name Kodak that's used. It's been taken over by another company. I'm not sure if there's any of the qualities of the Kodak have been taken over, and if it's just the name that's transferred, or if the sensors and componentry parts from the original Kodak range are used in the new model. However, the 990 is a bridge camera. It's an average bridge camera, it's not bad. I've put a balance weight from a dumbbell type of thing at the back, and I made an S hook out of a bit of metal, a bit of rod that I had, just slackening off the collar there, just to get the free movement of the boom round of the jib. That's it fully extended, and creates quite a good, I think it's 1.8 metre extension. There you can see the S bracket. It's just made out of a bit of 3mm rod that I bent back, and it hooks through the weight and onto the eye on the sliding bracket. There you can see the tripod mount just screws on directly, and down the jib pulls to the camera mount, which is similar, with my camera and tripod, camera and head mounted on it. There you can get a view of it from that angle. Here I'm just using the Kodak Bridge Camera just to try out the movement of the jib, and I was able to take some photographs just of a fuchsia bush when I was there. You can see the quality of the Kodak, which I find the focus of it on a moving subject like the fuchsia blowing in the wind and the bee tricky to get sharp with that camera. Being fully automatic without true manual focus. It has manual focus to a degree, but I find it quite tricky to work. But overall, as a bridge camera, it's pretty adequate, I think. And Kodak colours I've always liked. I think they're quite well saturated, quite bright, and that is a benefit of that particular camera. Here I'm just panning round just for the sake of it. Doing all this camera work myself, both the camera that I'm looking through and the camera that I'm panning with of myself there, which is located below me. So I'm hand on one camera, as you can see, and rotating the other camera with the other hand that's out of sight. It's quite a good way if you're working on your own to get quite a nice powerful effect. Almost looks like you've got a cameraman with you. This is just a true jib shot across my back garden. Again, you can see the quality of the Canon bridge camera there, and the jib work isn't excellent at this stage, and it maybe never will be. However, I'll need to practice a bit with it to try and get as smooth a jib movement as possible. I actually used the technique as well that you see advised for panning with tripods of using a rubber band, and that works quite well with the jib as well if you are actually working the jib from the back. Here I'm just using the same technique as I used before by rotating a camera below. It was just something I was trying, and I found it to be quite interesting. And because I go away and do all my own photography in movies, any opportunity I can to try and get different shots that I can actually work myself is always quite interesting. But that's it. That's the CAME Camera Jib, and a little bit on the Kodak Z990 Bridge Camera.